Martin, and I graduated from SUNY Purchase in December of 2017. I was an arts management major. I worked at the PAC for a couple of years. I was first an intern in the Arts and Education Department, and then went on to become the assistant in the Arts and Education Department. I am currently furloughed due to the pandemic, but before all of this craziness hit, I was an assistant at a talent agency in New York City, and I've been in that role for about 2 years. And even before the pandemic, no day was the same. I would assist the talent agents in the office with whatever projects we had going on. We represented performers that were on Broadway, television, film, and it was really exciting for me because I got to learn, what it is that it takes to become a performer on Broadway. And I got to see contracts be negotiated. I ran the social media account, and I helped with all of the day-to-day office administration tasks. It was a huge learning moment. I got to see several Broadway shows, clients, and TV shows, everything. You name it, live performances. It was really exciting job, and right now the arts have really taken it hard, in this pandemic. So fingers crossed we can get back to a new normal soon. When did I first become involved with PAC or Purchase College? Well, I graduated from there in 2017, but I went there for 3.5 years, and I was initially looking for an internship, interested in, learning the inner workings of the Performing Arts Center. We're lucky we have such a strong institution on our campus. So to have that access is something really exciting for me as, a young person in college. So I applied for the internship position in the Arts and Education Department, and then went on to become the assistant in that department as well. Why did I want to work at the PAC? Like I said, we have this gem, this cultural institution that so many folks in Westchester come to, and it's literally right around the corner from our dorm, So I always loved going to the PAC. I loved when I had classes in the Performing Arts Center. I loved just kind of being in that excitement and being involved in the day-to-day operations of it. What has been the path from your time working at the PAC until your present position? The connections that I made from the PAC and the professors that I made at Purchase in general allowed me to kind of get my feet wet in New York City, broaden my horizons, make those connections there. So I went on to, do another internship and then eventually get full-time employment. But, people always joke that there's the Purchase Mafia, but it's so true. There's always somebody out there in New York or wherever that's a Purchase grad looking to help you out. Have the skills you utilize at the PAC been useful? If so, please let us know how. Oh yeah, absolutely. My time at the PAC was initially like my first, it's my first big girl job, right? Like it was my introduction to what it takes to be an administrative assistant, to, really take leadership reins and know what it means to not only help with the programming of a certain season, but also how to, connect with the local schools and get them to come to our performances and what that means. And it really taught me the importance of client relationships and building a long-standing relationship with certain schools and principals, and really building that strong foundation so that people continue to come back to the Performing Arts Center. And Ian Driver, the director of the program, was very good at that. And it was really neat to kind of see him in action and learn from him and know that those skills, building client relationships, is so important. Do you stay in contact with Purchase alumni or anyone you came into contact at the center? If so, please let us know how. Absolutely. I hold and cherish my friendships made at Purchase, especially because we all tend to go on and do work in the similar industries or share similar interests. So absolutely, I try to stay connected to as many people as possible. Who inspired you at the PAC, or what is the best advice you received while working at the center? I think the day-to-day hustle and bustle of the PAC was just inspiring to see how many shows were going on at the same time, to see, people coming from all over the world to perform at our center was so neat. And to have our very own BFA students performing in the theater, one floor above them is just very neat. And I think Seth Soloway, who was also a professor of mine in the arts management department, did a great job of curating and programming a season that reflects not only the Purchase College student body, but also what people want to see, and sort of on like the cutting edge of entertainment, arts and entertainment. So I think the Performing Arts Center is a strong cultural institution because of all the people who make the day-to-day decisions, and it was neat to kind of be in the room where it happens, whether it was the center's programming or the arts and education department's programming. I mean, just to be in the room and see those conversations happening is very inspiring, and to know that these people that I got to work with were in charge of making this huge Westchester cultural institution run. What advice would you give your younger self if you could go back in time to your career at Purchase? This is a really good one. I think that I would tell myself to utilize every moment. I mean, in my 3.5 years, I tried to build relationships with my professors because they have amazing connections and they have had careers of their own, whether it's in New York City or around the world. And it was, of utmost importance to me that I build those relationships and keep in connection with them. I would definitely say to do the same. Get involved as much as possible. Join as many clubs as you can, meet as many people as you can. And I would also say work at the PAC. That's really, if you want to get your feet wet in what it's like to work in the entertainment industry, in the arts and cultural world, it's amazing. It's right there on our campus. Get involved, go see shows there when we can. But yes, just get involved. Do as much as you can in the time that you're there. With your knowledge of the arts world and reflecting on your time at the center, what event or project would you love to see at the PAC? Well, like I said, I think Seth and all of the people in the programming department do a wonderful job at selecting not only classics, but also new and innovative works that, residents of Westchester might have not seen before, or students on campus might not have ever seen before. And I think that it will be electric when we're able to come back into the theater and experience a show together, as arts lovers. So really, I just think keep on keeping on with what they're doing. I think the PAC wonderfully curates a season, and, I guess my thing is I would love to see shows happen again. That's really it. Has the unprecedented challenge of COVID-19 impacted your work? How have you been navigating since the pandemic closure? Oh my, has it. I often say that March 12th was the day the music died, which is when Broadway shut down. And we didn't know for how long, but for the foreseeable future, Broadway remains dark, which is so unfortunate because that's what I love the most. I love to go sit and experience a show, and my job was affected by the pandemic. The film and television world is picking back up. Things are starting to begin production and start filming. So, fingers crossed that, actors are getting back to work, people on production teams are getting back to work, and hopefully that will start, a chain of events, and hopefully the arts world will kind of get back in action. But yeah, well, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. I can't wait till we can go see live theater and performing arts again. And I hope you stay well and go Purchase.